Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. Thanks for being here. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. The media is just rapturous over the Biden visit to Ukraine. What a courageous, timely, incredible thing to do.
It's leadership, Pat.
Wow, isn't it? Is it ever? Wow. He just sneaked in and sneaked out just that quickly. Nobody knew he was going. Well, except the Russians, who he called ahead of time and told him, "Yeah, I'm coming. So don't kill me while I'm there." I mean, come on. He made the call to the Russians and told them, "Yeah, I'm going to be there. So if you would, we have that thing where you don't kill the king. It's a friendly agreement between sovereigns. We won't kill your king. You don't kill ours."
So did we tell them that he was coming to protect him, or was someone inside the administration trying to tip off Russia? Hey, by the way, just between friends.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can he stay over there, though? Is it too late? I mean, he's in Poland right now.
I wish they could just keep him.
He is about to give a speech in Warsaw in a couple of hours.
Really?
Putin just gave a speech over
Won't that be great?
Russia. And,
is it
going to get rid of the START treaty. That's the last remaining nuclear treaty between Russia and the United States. So that's good. How's that doomsday clock looking?
It's about a second to midnight.
Oh, my goodness.
So it's let's see, they're 6 hours, 8 hours ahead of us in Warsaw.
Warsaw, okay.
So is this about the right time for his medication to kick in?
I mean, it's during
middle of the day.
So it's 1 o'clock there.
Yeah.
Right now. Right?
Yeah.
So it's I think about 4 o'clock there, somewhere in there. It's gonna be.
We'll see. We'll see if the medication is working at its peak.
But he'll still be on Eastern time, and so it'll be fine.
Yeah,
it'll be the morning here.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was brilliant recently.
Bridge over the Holly River.
Right.
Look. And Warsaw. Or excuse me, Washoe County in Nevada. We're spending $89 billion to add.
How'd we go from lanes. Warsaw to Washoe County in Nevada, or whatever it was?
Bro.
Like a bridge in Washoe County. So bad. The absolute worst. But don't forget, his doctor declared him completely competent.
Oh, yeah.
And ready for duty. Man, the guy is sharp as a tack. He's one of the sharpest 80-year-olds in the world.
Yeah, he's doing a decathlon on Saturday, I think, when he gets back.
Oh, well. I mean, he could do 2 of them in a day. He's in such great shape. He's almost superhuman, this guy. It's really amazing to watch.
Boy, and you were so right. Remember how last week you were like, what is the guy's deal? And I never picked up on this. What's this guy's deal?
With the homoerotic thing?
Okay, I picked up on that.
Yeah.
But I didn't pick up on his fixation on dudes' arms.
Yeah. Yeah, it's bizarre. Every time he sees a muscular guy, he's got to feel him up, touch his biceps, make the comment, "Oh, he could still play. He could still... Oh, he's strong. Ooh, he's got muscles."
You still have those biceps.
Look at it. Feeling him up again.
Still got those biceps.
Got those biceps. You don't even know the guy. Maybe he just got them. You don't know if they're
it seems like
still has them.
He might have met him in the past.
It's possible.
You've been working out, big guy? What is
it's just embarrassing. Yeah. It's sick and weird and twisted. He's just such a bizarre individual.
Yeah, and he went over and this memorial for Ukrainian soldiers, and this is a great meme that someone posted where he's at being all solemn and stuff at this wall where the Ukrainian soldiers' pictures are, and then in the same meme, I don't know if we have it. You could put it up there. There he is. A reminder of how he acts when fallen soldiers are returned from Afghanistan, checking his watch.
Oh, man. That's right.
Quite a difference in settings there for the president. Yep. And, by the way, he still hasn't gone to East Palestine, Ohio, where Donald Trump will be tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, America last. which is why he was in Kyiv and not East Palestine.
Golly.
The worst. Again, the worst. In his speech, though, he continued to show his great leadership. I mean, this is the leader of the free world, and he shows it every day.
Clip 2.
We built a coalition of nations from the Atlantic to the Pacific. NATO in the Atlantic, Japan in the Pacific. I mean, across the world.
I don't know what's happening.
Wait, I'm sorry, what?
I don't know if he just...
So did Japan just join NATO?
I think maybe the expedited their membership. I don't know what was happening there.
That would be a NPATO, because it would be the North Pacific Treaty Organization. It's the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and Japan's not a part of it. I got news for you, Joe.
He is a winner.
The President of the United States, including Japan in that. Hello? Does Japan even have a military? Don't they depend on us?
Boy, they're going to need one with China lurking.
Yeah, I think they're starting to ramp it up again because, everybody's going to need their own. We're not going to be able to defend everybody pretty soon.
North Korea lobbing more missiles toward Japan. Something that didn't happen after Trump went over there, if you'll recall.
I do recall.
But the world's a better place now with the Mr. Mean tweets out of there.
Isn't it, though? Isn't it? So has Trump rejoined Twitter? Because I'm not aware if he has.
He's been reinstated, but he hasn't, to my knowledge,
and I thought the deal was a couple weeks ago before my hospital stay. Weren't they saying he was coming back? Didn't he say, I'm going to come back?
Not sure where that stands.
I guess he's still just hanging on truth, which is brilliant.
Cool.
What do they have? How many subscribers or how many participants does Truth have as opposed to Twitter? I'm guessing it's lagging behind just a tad, would be my guess.
1.7 million.
For his followers?
No, that just says for users. I think that's...
Only 1.7 million?
I think that's what that's
on Truth?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, 1.7 unique.
Wow.
And so Twitter, how many unique users? Let's see. Twitter...
Isn't Twitter around 300 million?
That sounds right.
Yeah, that's a little bit of a difference.
237. 450 million?
Yeah.
As of 20. Okay. Well,
so that's a lot.
Oh.
That's a big difference.
Good grief.
So the visit by Biden was just historic, of course.
Yes.
They're falling all over themselves, talking about how great this man is because he visited Kiev. Just such a leader, such a statesman, so courageous, so wise. I mean, I'm surprised the war's still going on, frankly. Because, I mean, he stopped by.
You know what?
Shouldn't that have been enough to end it?
The last 30 seconds of you talking about Joe Biden has qualified you for a time slot on MSNBC.
Has it? Okay.
Because that's exactly what they're doing over there. It's unreal.
I mean, listen to this. Listen to how they describe his stopover in Kiev.
Yeah, I think what Biden did today goes straight through 2 centuries of proud American history.
Thank you.
Just what you said earlier, Joy.
Oh, Joy.
Presidents, let's say that LBJ and Nixon used to go to Vietnam, but they'd appear on an American air base that was pretty well controlled. To find a day of this kind of presidential bravery in a war zone, you've got to go all the way back to 1864, July, when Abraham Lincoln, as president, went to see Confederate soldiers who were firing on Washington, D.C., on the brink of taking it over.
You gotta be kidding me.
And literally, Lincoln got up and some guy behind him who didn't know it was the president said, "Get down, you fool." And Lincoln turned around, and I wouldn't have liked to be that guy seeing the president's face of disdain, asking who the guy was. But Lincoln was there to show determination to see the Civil War through.
Cool. Okay.
1814, James Madison is
there
president.
You go.
This is how rare
Abraham Lincoln, James
went to
Madison.
Bladensburg, Maryland.
Are we going to get to Washington?
An area that we both know pretty well, Joy.
Good.
And there was a battle of Bladensburg. The Brits were just about to conquer Washington,
I was thinking the same thing yesterday, weren't you?
As an enemy soldier, group of enemy soldiers was in 1864.
Right,
So James Madison went on the battlefield
What did he do?
and said, I'm president. I'm showing how determined we are to resist the Brits. Goes back to one other thing. George Washington.
Thank you.
1754, before he was president, long before, was
it's not
in
as
the
good.
French and Indian War of all things, and he was in danger of being killed himself. He wrote to his brother, "The bullets whistled past me, and I found something charming in the sound."
Wow,
That's what presidential bravery in wartime is. Joe Biden goes all the way back.
Joe Biden, man, better than George Washington, because he did it as president. Washington didn't have the guts to do it as president. He didn't have the nerve. He didn't have the courage that Joe Biden does. Oh, my God.
Oh, boy.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, what about JFK, though? He didn't mention him in the PT 109, right?
No, he did not.
What the hell? Why'd you skip that, bro?
George H.W. Bush had some wartime heroics as well. But he was not president at the time. None of these things rise to the level of Joe Biden yesterday.
Really?
None of them.
You don't think so?
No. And by the way, when was the last time Kiev was attacked by the Russians? It's been a while, I think. We had that one guy.
We should ask CNN.
Yeah.
They were there yesterday.
Yeah, we got the guy at CNN.
This is so telling.
Listen to this.
I've been here for the past 5 days. I have not heard any explosions. I have not heard any air sirens until about half an hour ago, right when President Biden was in the center of Kyiv, as Clarissa was just mentioning.
Yeah, theater. That's what that's called.
They absolutely went after Biden, and he was just walking through the shrapnel. He didn't care. He didn't give a rat's anus. I'm going to walk through these shells as they explode all around me. In fact, I called the Russians so they would attack while I'm here.
I wanted to make it a sport for them. Oh, my goodness.
Come and get me.
So
like the Texas cannon. That's what I'm like.
I guarantee you, when Zelensky was going out to meet Biden, he got on the phone. He was like, "Okay, set off the charges now. I'm going out to meet him." Yeah. I mean, stop.
Unreal.
Yep.
Unreal. Guy's been there for 5 days. Hadn't heard a single sound of an explosion. Until Biden's in the area, now there's shells going off everywhere. You can't get away from them.
Oh, by the way, as we continue to just shovel money into Vladimir Zelensky's mouth, I got to thinking about, how we always hear one of the most dependent U.S. states. Well, we have a new one, and it's Ukraine. So we can put that map up. Show you we have a new number one. Sorry. New Mexico, you're no longer number one. Ukraine now, number one dependent state in the United States on the federal government. There it is. I made that map just for this show. And there you go. Most dependent. The state of Ukraine.
If only there was a way to make Ukraine a contiguous part of the United States, right? I mean, it should be connected to us. Yeah. I feel like they're too far away.
Right.
And
I swear, if they put an NFL franchise there, bro, then it's like official. This is insanity.
It is.
What did Shannon Breen say yesterday? We're up to $200 billion.
Yeah, $200 billion, and John Kirby didn't dispute it at all.
No pushback.
Took no issue with the $200 billion amount. And
in case you're just joining us, Vladimir Putin just gave a very defiant speech against the West. He's not backing down. He's digging his heels in, and he has removed Russia from the START treaty, the nuclear treaty that Russia...
Like they were abiding by it
I know.
Anyway.
I had the same thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all along, these treaties with Russia and when they were the Soviets, virtually worthless. Worthless.
It's kind of like...
They don't abide by it.
It's kind of like we're the Native Americans and Russia is the United States.
Yep. Exactly. I mean, it was really unilateral. And I remember back in the day, people wanted us to unilaterally disarm. Let's show them the way. Show them the way to peace. Okay, good idea. It's a really good idea.
I'm a pass.
Let me tell you about Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifiers. I love these. Man, it's so great. We put one in here, and it cleaned and freshened up the air. I mean, I don't know what it is, but we get, I don't know, like toxic waste blown into this room at all times.
This is the forgotten room of the building.
It is. And the door, surprisingly, still not fixed. I thought that would... Bam!
I knew the second Jeffy told them, you got to stop. We're doing the show.
That ended it.
On Tuesday of last week. We knew, oh, no, they'll never be back. And here we are.
So you can purify the air in your home. You get clean, healthy, fresh-smelling air. You eliminate odors, kill mold and mildew, and bacteria and viruses, too. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm air purifier uses oxy technology, and it naturally sends out O3 molecules into the air, and that destroys things. It doesn't just mask odors and things. It eliminates them. It's so great. It's called the Thunderstorm because it purifies the air in your home like after a thunderstorm outside. Right now, you can save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. You get 3 units for under $200. Put them in whatever room you need and plug them in, turn them on. That's all there is to it. You don't have to change filters or any of that. With this special offer, you're getting 3 units for under $200. Go to Eden Pure, E-D-E-N, EdenPureDeals.com. Put in the discount code PAT and save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Discount code PAT. Shipping is free.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
So Biden's in Warsaw now. We expect a speech later on, which should be exciting. I don't know if he was trying to talk about Warsaw when he was saying this.
Bridge over the Holly River. Look, in Warsaw. Washoe County in Nevada.
County. Right.
We're spending $89 billion to add several lanes.
You know, I've often confused Warsaw with Washoe County in Nevada. It's happened I don't know how many times. If I had a nickel for every time.
That's got to be awkward.
Yeah. Well, it is, especially when you're as crisp and clear as he is, you know, and fit and ready for duty and cognitively uncompromised as an 80-year-old and fit as a fiddle.
Right.
Man, the guy is just healthy like nobody's been healthy at 80 years old. He's got the body of a 20-year-old and the mind of an 18-year-old. So he's set.
No wonder he's always touching people.
And didn't he sort of pledge to stop doing that? Maybe just women now. Maybe he's got to touch somebody.
That got him through the primary.
Okay.
And then he get right back to it once he's made it through.
He's so creepy.
He is a creep. And his son is the same. Didn't fall far from the tree there. So while he's in Europe and avoiding East Palestine, Donald Trump is headed there tomorrow. And DeSantis was talking about it. DeSantis was on yesterday. He was asked about Ukraine on Fox and Friends. Here's what he had to say.
Well, they have effectively a blank check policy with no clear strategic objective identified. And these things can escalate, and I don't think it's in our interest to be getting into proxy war with China getting involved over things like the borderlands or over Crimea. So I think it would behoove them to identify what is the strategic objective that they're trying to achieve. But just saying it's an open-ended blank check, that is not acceptable.
So, Governor, what does a win look like for us in Ukraine, for Ukraine?
Well, I think it's important to point out, I mean, you know, the fear of kind of Russia going into NATO countries and all that and steamrolling, you know, that has not even come close to happening. I think they've shown themselves to be a third-rate military power.
Thank you.
I think they've suffered tremendous losses. I got to think that the people in Russia are probably disapproving of what's going on. I don't think they can speak up about it for obvious reasons. Right. So I think Russia has been really, really wounded here. And I don't think that perspective, they are the same threat to our country. Even though they're hostile, I don't think they're on the same level as a China.
Sure, Putin will love to hear that.
I agree with it, though.
Third-rate military.
Have they not proven themselves to be a third-rate military power?
It's been rough.
Most people thought, okay, this thing's going to be done in 2 weeks. They're going to take Kyiv and it's over. They're going to march all the way in. They're going to take over that country, and it's going to be a complete disaster for Ukraine. It's going to be a Soviet property again, a Russian asset again, just a province or a state. And look at what's happened in a year. They can't make any headway. And the counteroffensive has pushed them back almost to the border. And Ukraine is so emboldened now. Their security minister has just said they're going to be Ukrainian tanks parked on Red Square. That's his vow. Is that they're going to roll into Moscow and take over.
The Ukrainian guy?
Yeah. Yeah. Their security chief just said that.
And we know so much of our equipment and our money isn't getting to the front line.
Yeah.
So this is a Ukrainian resistance really without too much at this point.
If there was no corruption there and the stuff we send them was going to where it was supposed to go, this war could have been over and they could have won it already. Meanwhile, Ukrainian officials continue to urge the U.S. Congress to press Biden and his administration into sending F-16s to Kiev, saying the aircraft would boost Ukraine's ability to hit Russian missile units. You think? Yeah, I think it would boost a lot of their ability. The lobbying came over the weekend on the sidelines of the Munich Security Conference in talks between Ukrainian officials, including Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba and Democrats and Republicans from the Senate and House. They told us that they want F-16s to suppress enemy air defenses so that they could get their drones. Wow. This is one of the things where Russia has said, all right, you start sending fighter jets and it's on with the U.S. Now, do we want that? I don't think so. Even though they're a third-rate power, and I think like DeSantis, they've kind of shown themselves to be. And I think we win a war with Russia. But I don't want to fight a war with Russia.
No, I don't either. And I think the bigger concern here is the alliances that have been really forged in the last couple of years, not only between Russia and China, but now you're drawing India in with the economic ties and how we have completely obliterated the U.S. dollar. And so the rest of the world is waking up and saying, okay, well, we don't need the U.S. dollar. So watch BRICS, Brazil, Russia, India, China, Saudi Arabia, and other countries that now becoming tied at the hip financially, and their interests are very similar. I can't say this enough. I've said for 20 years, when World War III comes, India is going to be the most important ally. They have a huge population base. We have a motherland. We share a heritage there as far as the British, and we speak the same language, and this will be great. And now all of a sudden, our economic policy has been so stupid that they're now joining these other countries. This is not good, man. That's my synopsis. It's not good.
It's a powerful conclusion to reach.
Man. That's where I landed. It's not good, man.
Yeah, it's not good, man. I think you're right, man. I really do.
I mean, honestly, what is so bad about this is, do you seriously want to go to enter a world war that very possibly could have China on the other side over Ukraine?
Nope.
From a president that is, I swear, only doing this to cover his own tracks? I mean, this is insanity.
I'm going to say it again. We need to stay out of wars unless we're attacked. Unless we are personally attacked, then we hit whoever attacked us with everything we have and then some. Okay? And you fight a war to crush the enemy and put a stop to their ability to make war against you. That's what you do. And if they don't come after you, you don't go after them. Be a better world. Tell you that right now. If we stop being the world's police officers, it would be a much better world.
Hello, George Washington. Is that you?
Yeah. I mean, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson. This was the foreign policy of the founders. Leave us alone and we'll leave you alone. But attack us, and we're coming at you. But we're not going to get involved in your entanglements. I mean, here's how committed they were. France helped us in the Revolutionary War, obviously. We got some aid from them, especially toward the end. They sent their Navy finally and helped us trap the British. And, we would have won the war eventually anyway without them. But they did help us. They sent people. They sent the Lafayette. I mean, they were helpful. They were our first and only friend at the time. And then several years later, when they wanted our help against the British, nope, sorry, not our fight. We're not going to Europe. That's how committed they were. They didn't even reciprocate to the French. So why are we enmeshed in everybody else's affair now?
Because
why?
Our government, our deep state, has spent the last century embedding themselves around the world, deposing leaders quietly,
right?
Installing, meddling everywhere.
Yes.
And now, all of a sudden, you can apply this. We've got a vested interest in fill in the blank. When the average American citizen is like, wait, we do what?
I know.
And then next thing you find out is you're in another battle, war.
Chile, Venezuela, Nicaragua, Managua, Nicaragua, El Salvador.
We're all over Central and South America and have been forever. Yeah,
we're in virtually every country in Africa now. We're in countries in Africa that nobody even suspects. I mean, we're everywhere. People think, okay, well, yeah, we got troops still in Germany. And by the way, why? We have troops still in Japan. And again, why? We have troops all over the world that don't need to be there. South Korea, you name it. And in a lot of those cases, they don't want us there anymore.
Yeah, you mentioned Africa. Simon Ateba is a chief White House correspondent for Today News Africa. And he asked a question. I think it was KJP. I don't know. She doesn't even look at him. So it might have been somebody else. Maybe it was John Kirby. I don't know. He asked a question recently. And the underlining tone of it, because he's speaking from the point of an African, is like, hey, just so you guys are aware, Africans are looking at China as the good guys now. They're the ones there providing the different aid and stuff like that. You guys are not looked at with affection like
favorably.
You were 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah, we're
Actually,
not.
That might have been in a podcast somebody sent me. Yeah, but Simon, he was basically stating that, the tables are turning in Africa and they're aligning with the Chinese.
Was it? I was just reading that South Africa is doing military operations, like joint military operations with Russia and China right now.
Yep, isn't that fun?
Isn't that fun?
Isn't that a good sign?
South Africa? Really? They're turning to Russia and China?
Yeah, remember now, South
Crazy.
Africa was on their way to being a nuclear power.
Yeah.
About 20 years ago, right? 25 years ago. I don't know that they, shelved everything. I don't have anything to go on there, but it's just like once you have that knowledge.
I think they did at the time,
once
but who
you
knows?
have that knowledge, I'm sure it's somewhere on a shelf.
If they really did, they're probably the only nation that's ever done that, which is amazing.
Or, if they're in bed with Russia, how long does it take to transfer that information to pick up your program again? It's just a dangerous, scary world. And it goes back to George Washington's principle. Can we just leave everyone alone and
right?
And then
we'll leave you alone.
Maybe
they'll leave us alone.
Maybe they'll leave us alone, and if not, then that's when we'll act. We'll be prepared. We'll have a strong military in case we need it. Instead, we're going to not be able to shoot down balloons over the Great Lakes on the first try.
It's one of the reasons that this is such a great country, because we are separated from all the madness that continually goes on in Europe. That was one of the great benefits of coming here, besides all the natural resources and the ability to be free and practice our religious sensibilities the way we want to. But it was also separated from the rest of the world and all their problems. And we were supposed to stay that way, but obviously
it goes back to our conversation in overtime yesterday. How technology and how the world's at your fingertips. Maybe I don't want to be connected to the world.
Right.
Maybe I want to be way over here.
Yeah.
Can we go back?
Man. 888-900-3393. Also, Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Still, I mean, we haven't even scratched the surface of what's going on. We got some fun trans information to share with you.
Oh, Don Lemon, man.
Don Lemon.
Is he going to be
back? Is he not at work today?
Yeah, he's going to be coming back tomorrow, apparently.
Tomorrow. Okay. And I think this was a scheduled vacation.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make it out like, he's been taken off the air. I don't think so.
But he was in Florida. I thought Florida has that don't say gay bill.
Wow.
Why is he there?
How dare he?
Unleashed.
Got a few tweets here from the Steve 42. The U.S. is in countries that we don't even know are countries. It's absolutely true. Mm-hmm. Also from Unremarkable Reference, India has an advanced air force as well. They're not a slouch country like people often think they are. They're just too busy with their neighbors to be discussed on the world stage in a military context. And from Jeremy Jones, South Africa's nuclear information is top secret. And by their Corvette in the garage.
Oh, boy.
Oh, okay. All right. So they store it just like we do.
Exactly. All safe and secure. By the way,
that's great.
Big things. Gabriel Etzel sent me a message through Twitter to correct me. It's not Saudi Arabia. So I said Brazil.
Stupid.
Brazil, Russia, India, China. It's South Africa, which now makes even more
Saudi
sense.
Arabia. Yeah.
More sense with the military exercises they're doing with Russia.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. They're on every continent now with this BRICS.
What do you think of Marjorie Taylor Greene's call for a national divorce? I mean, a person who's an elected official. She's a U.S. representative, and she is pushing the national divorce thing, and she is getting so much crap from the left for it. Which didn't Ocasio-Cortez talk about it too?
No, it was Sarah Silverman. Remember that?
Okay.
Her little thing?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I can tell you how I reacted when I saw that last night. I said, cool, let's do it. Let's shake hands and be done with it.
Utah's governor, Spencer Cox, denounced Marjorie Taylor Greene's call as evil.
Okay.
What's the matter with you?
Evil.
No, what's evil is what the left is doing to this country. Where are you on that, Spencer Cox? It's causing so many people who love this nation and are absolute patriots. And it's caused them to want a split because we don't have the same values anymore. We don't have shared values with the left. It's virtually impossible when we can't even agree on the U.S. Constitution anymore, on the Bill of Rights anymore. We can't agree on the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the 10th Amendment. The 10th Amendment is now considered to be racist. I mean, evil. That's what's evil, Spencer.
Yeah. So I looked him up, Spencer Cox. So he is LDS.
Yeah.
He is pro-life.
Mm-hmm.
So is he good with the millions that we give to organizations like Planned Parenthood?
I don't know if they think this stuff through at all. Are you paying attention to what's going on in this country?
And the policies of this nation. How are you okay with it? And for him to lash out at Marjorie Taylor Greene and not the President of the United States.
That's just to ingratiate yourself to the media, I think. It's pathetic. It's just pathetic. If you don't know what you're talking about, why don't you just keep your mouth shut? I mean, I don't want to secede from the United States either. But, geez, it's a legitimate discussion now because, again, we can't get along anymore.
We don't speak the same language.
Not at all. Right? We can't even decide what is a woman, what is a man. You can't even mention the word woman.
Unless you're a biologist.
It's a birthing person now. I mean, come on. Come on.
No, that's the truth.
So then people call for a national divorce. Yeah, because there's so much insanity that it's not the same country it used to be. It's just not right now. And are we ever going to return to that? I don't know. Which is why people get frustrated and call for a national divorce. I don't know how serious it is. I think Marjorie Taylor Greene, frankly, is probably serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we talk about it like, okay, wouldn't that be nice? I mean, we could just have our own little place and we could live the Constitution here and have nobody trying to cancel you for saying that there's a mother and a father and that's the best way to raise a traditional family now. You can't even do that anymore. Who was it? It was the representative. It was a Democrat in South Dakota who said last week or the week before that claiming that a mother and father are in a happy home, in a structured, solid family unit are the best way to raise kids. That's extremist. That's un-American. As an LDS person, you should probably understand what's going on, and things like that are just splitting this country in half. So, people, wake up. Jeez, wake up.
Let me give you the largest economies in the world. United States, China, Japan, Germany, United Kingdom, France, India, Italy, and that would be Texas would be the 9th largest economy in the world if it were a nation.
California's what, 4th?
5th, yeah.
5th?
Yeah, but hey, you know what? We've got ports. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, right.
Let's go.
Right. And we've discussed it many times. Because you think, wow, yeah, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, just to be able to live our values?
A state with mountains has to join us, however. I will not secede until Montana agrees to be a part of Texas. Or Colorado. Somebody with mountains, welcome, join us.
Utah, perhaps, after we get rid of Spencer Cox.
Yeah. I mean, he enjoy being a part of the blue side, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever you want.
Right.
I wish it were that simple as just shaking hands and moving on.
I know.
Because, boy.
Which is not going to happen.
Nope.
I mean, there's not going to be a national divorce. In fact, a national divorce would cause a civil war again because it wouldn't be tolerated. You can't just leave the Union, as we found out in 1860. So, all right, 888-900-3393. But one of the reasons we talk about it is because everything's gone so insane. Like this Arkansas woman who's been arrested for making a bomb threat against a Mississippi college town. This is great.
Let's see that mugshot. That's
here's the
specimen.
Arkansas woman.
Specimen right here.
Oh, yeah. There she is.
How are you?
Isn't she lovely?
Can I get your number, baby?
Yeah. Slightly more than 5 o'clock, Shadow.
That is that's a man, baby.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It's ma'am. An intersexual.
Okay.
Intersexual suspect from Arkansas who identifies as a woman. You might want to shave your mustache if you're going to identify as a woman and maybe, I don't know, trim the beard. Maybe I'm a little picky.
Just because your hair is shoulder length doesn't make you a woman, bro. Oh my gosh, this is what a mentally disturbed
so
nation.
Attractive. And see, here's the thing: you're going to tell me that person isn't disturbed, isn't mentally off? Mm-hmm. Come on, this is normal. This is fine.
And shame on you for pointing that out.
I know.
Okay,
I know.
Just get back to doing what you're doing. Don't worry about her,
him, them,
whatever.
Them, they.
Intersexual. What's the name again? Lily.
I think so, yeah.
Lily.
Yeah, Lily Mestemacher.
Mm-hmm.
Officers with the Oxford Police Department in Mississippi received reports on January 31st that Lily Mestemacher, 29, allegedly threatened to bomb an area in the town. Officers searched the relevant area with a canine unit and declared it secure. Investigators later identified the suspect as Mestemacher of Conway, Arkansas, nearly 4 hours away.
What, did they put out an all-points bulletin for a hot woman roaming the countryside?
Yeah. You might confuse her for, like, Miss USA.
Okay, we got her then,
USA.
Chief.
Yeah, right we got her. Here she is. Beautiful.
That's a freak right there.
Following the release of a mugshot, some outlets and social media accounts claim that Mestemacher is a transgender woman. But Oxford police disputed those reports. Lily is intersexual. Stupids.
Yeah, man.
Stupids. and identifies as a woman, but is in fact not a woman.
No?
No.
What gave it away?
Probably the penis. But that's not a telltale sign of not being a woman, as you know.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
Thank you.
What a world. And then people wonder why we want a national divorce. I don't know. I can't figure it out. I really can't.
And so we're just going to put one in the column of national divorce. There we go.
Right.
After that story. Boy.
Yeah, and there's a few more we'll get to in just a second. But first, let me tell you about Keeps. If, you're really getting sick of your thinning, balding head, there is something you could do about it, and it's called Keeps. You don't want to gamble with your hair. You can flip the odds in your favor. You can save it with Keeps. Hair loss is hard. It sucks. And you see it in pictures. You see it in the mirror. And then, when you're at the barber shop or you're in a salon and they show you the back of your head, geez, I don't like that. Keeps has clinically proven, FDA approved, hair loss treatments available online. And so no matter what you're looking to do with your hair, whether you want to prevent hair loss, you want to stimulate hair growth, or take better care of the hair you have, your Keeps medical provider will help you find the right products. Now, you might remember, there was no way to regrow hair years ago, but now there is. And it works about 67% of the time. So there's a really good chance you can regrow hair. If you have any questions, you can message your Keeps doctor, your Keeps provider 24/7. If you're ready to finally do something about balding, join the thousands of guys who have saved their hair with Keeps. To get a special offer, go to Keeps.com/Pat. That's Keeps. Keeps.com/Pat. Keeps.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
And you can get great products at shop.blazemedia.com. What's our site? It's like, isn't it something else?
PatGrayShop.com.
Okay. Or go there and use the promo code PAT99 or something. I don't know what it is.
I wonder,
what is the savings right now?
That's a good question.
Because on Blaze, if you're a Blaze subscription,
yeah, so blazetv.com/Pat,
you get 20% off.
If you do COVID Truth 20.
Okay, COVID Truth 20.
I doubt that applies at patheadshop.com, but you know what?
But who knows?
You should try it. You should just go there and try it.
Yeah.
I'm going to mess around and see if that works.
Okay.
Pat Gray Shop. Sorry, patgrayshop.com.
And here's a trans person who has a bit of a dilemma.
Wants to be offended so terribly.
Check this out.
So I was just picking up my vehicle from an oil change, and the person came out of the garage and said, "What can I do for you, young lady?" And I know that this was intended to be a greeting of respect and kindness, or politeness maybe, but I had this immediate okay, young, maybe comparatively, I'll take it. But I was like, lady, what do I do with that? It's so complicated because I know this person only intended kindness. There was a smile on their face. I know that they weren't trying to patronize me or gender me, but I felt so gendered and so inappropriately gendered.
Not gendered.
And
please,
I don't know what to do with that. What do you do with that when someone has the best of intentions and I don't really want to spend all of my spoons trying to educate someone at the Costco car center?
Okay.
I can't.
How dare you misgender me? How dare you not know that I'm mentally disturbed?
You look at that person and you have no idea. What are you supposed to call them? What are you supposed to say? That's just so asinine. I'm just so fatigued with it.
So is that a lady?
I don't know.
Who wants to pretend they're a
guy?
Man?
Is it?
And if you call her a lady,
hello, young non-binary. Welcome. What can I do for you? What are you supposed to say?
What a vanilla world they want.
Yeah. What a weird world they want.
Hello there, individual. How may I help you today?
I guess you could stop at, hey, how you doing? What do you need?
And these are the people that get bugged when someone says Merry Christmas and you don't celebrate Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
It's let it go.
Mm-hmm. But as for something as rudimentary as your gender, it used to be that was okay to say, okay, you look like a woman, so I'm going to call you ma'am. You look like a man, I'm going to call you sir. And now, sorry, that's atrocious to people. Well, if you don't want to be misgendered, show us who are you?
Right.
Don't look like that because we don't know what you are. How are we supposed to know? It's like I mentioned, I think, the other day that my 10-year-old granddaughter is in a class with a person who's transitioning, and they don't know what to call him or her. I forget which way they're going, but they've known them since they were in first grade, and I think now they're in, is it fourth? Fourth grade. She's in fourth grade. So they've known him since first grade, and now they're doing this transition. They don't know whether to call him or her a boy or a girl or whatever. Called by the old name, called by the... They're confused. Mm-hmm. How could you not be? They're children, and now you're a different gender?
It's the same thing happening in Canada where that kid got kicked out of school because he dead-named 2 classmates.
Oh, jeez. That's
that are transitioning or whatever. I don't even think... who knows?
Was the person trying to be mean, or...
that I don't know.
Were they just... Yeah, because I mean...
I don't know. How do you be a kid these days?
I'm fine calling you whatever you want. I don't care. Whatever. But if I'm just supposed to know just by looking at, for instance, the person we just looked at, I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what you are.
And that individual decided to stop and make a video to ask, should I be offended? Like, I really want to be offended, but I don't know what to do with this.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. They called you a lady and you don't know what to do with that. How about just move on with your life? How about that? How about don't worry about it? Jeez, what a stupid
You're never going to interact with this individual again.
Right.
Why do you care?
Why do you care? And again, don't confuse us with, I don't know, we can't tell. So how are we supposed to know what to say? It's asinine. Man. All right, so there's also this Texas state senator found out last week.
Is it Texas or Arkansas? I don't know. They're right, Texas there. Sorry.
But they're making some assumptions.
Yeah.
And apparently they're not supposed to.
If you make, yeah, exactly. How do you know when to make an assumption and when not to? This is awesome.
Check this out.
You said that you're a trans woman.
A trans female, yes, sir.
Do you have a penis?
That's horrible.
You're the one that brought that into the discussion.
Right. So I think that's totally valid question, right?
I guess. I guess.
I'm just trying to find out here.
I know you're not supposed to ask it, but it seems like a valid question under the circumstances.
Isn't that what should have been asked of the previous video? If we're gonna we're gonna have to figure out what to call you.
Yep.
Do I say ma'am or sir? I tell you what, let's just cut to the chase. Do you have a penis? Okay, you don't? All right. Well, ma'am, come this way. You can't wait. When are you supposed to assume and when are you not supposed to?
That is horrible. Is it?
I love
Because I think it's...
And the audience does their, oh, I'm so offended.
I know.
Shut up.
What a world. Yeah, that was just, I guess, last week in Austin. So that's fun. That's fun. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed. Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Got a couple of tweets here. What happened to the screwed up, didn't you? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Really.
Is that Martin in there?
Yep.
Martin Garcia.
Did the new instead of the old.
Is that like dead naming the theme song?
A little bit, yeah.
Wow. Because we transitioned.
I don't even know what to do with that.
Right.
What do you even do with that? It's like he just called me a man. I don't know what to do with that. What do I do with that?
I mean, we made it clear.
We did.
What was it, Pat? Was it Friday?
Yeah,
you made it very clear that you were transitioning back to the old theme song.
Right.
And then Martin...
The non-binary theme song.
Thank you. Just decides...
we started with, and wow.
Bro. Okay.
I have to hit myself with this.
You look like an idiot.
You dead-themed us. That's what you did.
Told you to change the clocks, not the logs.
Okay, got some tweets here. Big Poppy tweets. I agree with MTG on the divorce. Marjorie Taylor Greene. We're basically two different nations now. Balkanization. Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at.
Rowdy introvert, I'd be good joining the United States of reality. The others can join their own cabal of delusions.
Ooh, cabal of delusions.
Uncooperative at best. If we're going to be the world police, the world needs to fund us. Yeah.
Right, wasn't that Trump's point on NATO? Hey, maybe pay more of your share.
From Jimmy Dimples. Arkansas woman, I thought that was Jack Black.
Go. That is Jack Black.
That does look like Jack Black.
Been dyeing his hair.
Oh, man. But that's an intersexual person.
Oh, excuse me.
Sons of Thunder 42. Intersexual? Is that someone who is sexual in multiple states?
Good stuff.
DMXDM. How dare you turds call Lily anything but stunning and brave?
Stunning and brave. Look at Lily. Like a flower.
Yeah. Stunning, brave. I think we did talk about her loveliness or their loveliness.
Yeah, but we don't get to see her arms, unfortunately, because I bet that's where the real magic is.
I bet. Yeah. And here's a groomer kindergarten teacher. This is great because he's talking about how his classroom operates, and I think you're going to love it. You'll probably wish that your child was in his kindergarten class.
Oh, no.
Okay. Children need to feel safe to be whoever they want to be. And that is what's happening in the dramatic play area. They are acting out different ways of being in the world. In one of my first morning meetings, I bring a skirt that I like to wear.
Oh, good.
I tell the children that, I want to wear the skirt, but I want to make sure that I feel safe wearing a skirt in the classroom. And so I'm just a little bit afraid that someone might laugh or they might feel uncomfortable. So I just want you to know that sometimes I wear a skirt and it's really comfortable. I like it. I like to spin around in it. That is one way to use my own personal things that I like to do as a model.
As a model.
For dramatic play.
Wow.
Here we are.
Wow.
Here
Kindergartners.
Yep.
Yeah. And he wants to feel safe around the kindergartners.
Yeah.
Do they come armed to kindergarten class?
Now, hang on a second. That's happened a couple times now, so maybe that's a bad example.
Maybe.
But he doesn't want to be laughed at.
No.
By these kindergarten teachers.
And what 5-year-old would laugh at a guy in a skirt?
Right. That would be rude and evil and mean of those kids. What do you recall from kindergarten? Because I remember the letter people. And learning ABCs. And
taking naps.
Tying my shoe and taking naps. Not, hey, I think I want to be a girl. Can you facilitate that, teach?
Wow.
I mean, that is evil right there.
That's a groomer.
It's without question a groomer. And I thought that Pat had the right meme had a good point. You know how last week we talked about this new pediatric group or something that said... If you try to tell a kid, no, you should think about this before you transition and stuff, then that's doing your the therapy. What's it called? Oh gosh, what I'm talking about. The thing that Mike Pence got in trouble for. What's it called?
Oh.
Well, yeah, conversion therapy. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, yeah, you can't do that. That's evil and wrong.
That was what this new guideline was.
Why would you convert anybody?
That if you even tried to tell them, let's think about this before we start hacking off body parts. And that was wrong. And that's a guideline. In fact, that's happening right now in Minnesota. It's about to become the law up there that you can't even try to stop the kid.
Oh, my God.
And so his point was, okay, so why is it okay for people like this teacher to do the exact opposite? Right? I mean, are they not basically encouraging it the other way? Why are they allowed to intervene, but you're not?
For some reason, transism runs the world now.
I see.
Isn't it incredible how quickly that took over, too? I mean, from something that we almost never even discussed because it was so rare and considered a mental illness that had to be dealt with through therapy. Now, it's the ruling class in this country. And you are supposed to bend the knee to everybody who's non-binary and just believe everything they tell you to, and that we have to give up our language, give up our pronouns, change everything, rearrange everything we've ever believed from the dawn of time until now and just completely bend over backwards until we break in half for the transgenders. Okay.
Yeah.
Why and how did that happen?
Man,
it is unreal.
It's almost like it was by design. Like somebody flipped a switch on purpose, right? But Glenn had this great history a few months ago on his radio program where he was talking about like the roots of this stuff is in population control. I mean, if you can make these kids, you know, just
make everybody gay, and we're not going to procreate much, are we?
Yeah, I mean, just make them trans, confuse them. I mean, they're not going to be having kids, and I tell you, and don't forget at the same time this is happening, you know, that what really is, what tilled the field was when you convinced, cisgender, straight white kids that, man, you suck. You got nothing going for you.
Yeah, you're boring.
You're totally
What's
boring.
in now is transgenderism, is nonconformity, is non-binary. It's all of that.
Well, you should hate yourself because you're white. And you have these hetero tendencies.
If you're not at least gay,
sure,
then something's really wrong.
And so then these kids want to fit in because that's what kids do.
Yep.
And next thing you know, they're like, "Yep, I'm going to start cutting off body parts, so I'll be something different."
There's no question that's going on.
You'll like me now because I'm different, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, evil.
Meanwhile, a lawyer for a Canadian Catholic high school student who was reportedly suspended for opposing transgender ideology said his client's legal battle shows freedom in the country is quickly eroding. You think? I think it's representative of where the culture is at, where society is at, and where our government institutions are at up here, according to the attorney, James Kitchen. He said the high school junior was arrested on February 6th. Arrested for allegedly trespassing after he showed up at St. Joseph's Catholic High School despite an exclusion order. And he had an exclusion order because he was dead naming kids.
There's two classmates that I guess are transitioning, and
called them by their old names,
something like that. Yeah,
bastard.
And then so they said, well, you get out of here. And then they said, you can come back. Just kidding, you can't. And he came back anyway, and they arrested him.
His suspension was technically lifted in January, but is effectively continued after the Renfrew County Catholic District School Board excluded him for the rest of the school year. Huh. Oh, jeez. His principal offered a return to school if the teen stopped using the dead name or given name of transgender students.
The given name. Don't be using the name his parents gave him.
And excluded himself from classes with two transgender students. Again, a Catholic school. Kitchen believes, that's the attorney, both freedom of religion and freedom of expression are in steep decline in Canada. But noted that religious liberty is evaporating more quickly. He said many Canadians do not understand the gravity of the threat their government increasingly poses to religious freedom, which he said is essentially dead after withering for about 10 to 15 years. Wow. I mean, and you think back during the pandemic to that pastor, Arthur, what's his face? Pawlowski.
Yeah.
When who held church services and the police kept showing up. And it seemed like they only showed up on Sundays when he's already doing the services. And I mean, they're shutting people down in Canada.
Yeah, Canada's the same place you can't do a sermon where you
you can't criticize homosexuality.
Don't be reading verses from the Bible, bro. So,
wow.
Good times in Canada.
Well, actually, there were some. This is a feel-good video of Justin Trudeau cutting through a flower garden, and something got in his way.
He's trying to avoid the press.
Great. Oh, no. Oh, good golly. Justin Trudeau just took a little... he almost... He didn't fall down, though.
No, that's good balance, right?
That would have hurt, and probably ripped his pants. And
I would have loved to see him on the ground, though. What a moron.
That is so wrong of you, Keith.
Why? What did I say?
You would like to see him on the ground. You wish he would have fallen and hurt himself.
Yes.
Huh.
That's accurate.
That's just mean-spirited and hateful.
I don't like Justin Trudeau.
What? Why? He's so handsome.
Is that an unpopular opinion?
Woke. Oh my.
He is.
Guy is just such a good dude.
Man,
who's with it.
I feel bad for him because he lost his dad, Fidel, and then he lost his uncle, Raul. So it's like, he's been going through a lot the last few years.
He has. Yeah, he has. I love the Fidel Castro thing. That's great.
I believe.
Apparently, the timeline doesn't work.
No, it doesn't.
That's the latest
What?
I've read.
I thought the timeline did work.
No,
what?
It doesn't.
Don't do this to me.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
I'm sorry, but we got to nip that in the bud. The timeline doesn't apparently work. Darn it. I was really counting on that, too.
Yes, I thought it did. I really did.
Yeah, man. Supposedly his mother went to a party or something with Fidel back in the day, and maybe they got together, and sooner or later
made a Justin.
She was pregnant, and man, he does look like Fidel when he was younger.
Sure does.
Oh, yeah. That's right, mama. Yeah, baby. Why don't you come down to Havana for a couple of days?
Join the revolution.
By the way, leave that dead weight husband of yours back in Ottawa, if you would. All right. Yeah, that's right, mama.
So do we have until 2025 with Justin Trudeau, or is the parliamentary thing going to call for elections in 5 minutes? I don't know how to...
Yeah, it'll be 5 or 10 minutes. They'll call for elections, but he's going to be reelected again. Are they term limited there?
Oh, I think he's done.
Is he done? I hope so, because what a douchebag he is. YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki steps down after 9 years at the helm of YouTube, senior vice president. Okay, good. And apparently the new person is going to be even bigger on censorship than she is.
Oh, good.
So we got that going on.
So we got banned last week from YouTube under her watch.
We did.
So this guy's even more, I hear, into shutting people down.
Into censorship.
So this is going to go well for us at Pat Gray Unleashed.
So you can find us at rumble.com/Pat Gray Unleashed, or of course on blazetv.com/Pat. Use the promo code COVIDTruth20.
20% off your year-long subscription, and you've only got, it's the end of February, so you got about a week left to take advantage of that.
Okay.
Sign up, COVIDTruth20.
Yeah. So, you can, and I mean, it doesn't have to be on YouTube. You can go to Rumble, you can go to blazetv.com and sign up there. And then you get access to a lot of other stuff, including our overtime show, which we do every day. Let me tell you about Birch Gold. Despite the U.S. blowing through $31.4 trillion and the debt ceiling there last week, in January, I guess, the leftist White House still refuses to reduce spending. They can't. In fact, they won't reduce the increase in spending. We can't even do that. So now would be a great time to diversify into gold with Birch Gold. In times of big uncertainty and instability, gold is king. It's dependable. Birch Gold makes it easy to convert an IRA or 401k into an IRA in precious metals. Here's what you need to do. Just text PAT to 989898 or 989898. Works either way. It's the same number, but it's just said different ways. To claim your free info kit on gold and then talk to one of their precious metal specialists. Find out if it's right for you. Think about this. To dig our country out of this mountain of debt, we'd each have to write a check for $247,000 to the government. Protect yourself today with gold by texting PAT to 989898 with an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. Thousands of happy customers, countless 5-star reviews. You can trust Birch Gold to protect your future. Text PAT to 989898 today.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Our natural wonders inspire, and the reflection inspires to take action. America is a nation that can be defined in a single word.
What word is it?
I was in the foothills of the Himalayas with Xi Jinping.
Sorry, foothills of the Himalayas is not a single word. That's really weird.
Traveling with him, I've actually traveled 17,000 miles when I was vice president.
What does that have to do with a single word?
A solid meeting with
it was so solid, I don't know who it was with.
They make a very good point. Here's the deal.
Here's the deal.
Here's what drives the driver.
Here's what drives the driver.
In the states that are affected.
We hold these truths to be self-evident.
Yeah.
All men and women created by you know the thing.
Just some inspiration there from our president. It was so sharp and just so healthy. I mean, he is virile. He is vivacious. He is. What was the word the doctor used? I don't know. Vicious? I don't know what it was. But he is as healthy as it gets.
Yeah.
And sharp as a tack.
Healthy and vigorous.
Vigorous, that's the word. Vigorous.
What the hell? Stop. I mean, what country is this?
I mean, it might as well be North Korea.
Seriously.
Because, please.
Is there going to be a report later this week of Joe Biden hitting 18 holes in one?
Yeah, probably.
Dear leader played a round of golf and had 18 aces.
That's how vigorous this man is. Wow. Okay.
And he caught a unicorn, too. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah.
That was North Korea.
By the way, speaking of totalitarian countries, here's a great move by Beijing. Apparently, they've got a problem with some of the poor in their city in Beijing, and so they're going to subsidize the city's low-income residents. They are going to give their low-income residents nearly $6 a month. Almost, not quite $6, because that would be crazy. I mean, now you're getting ridiculous, but almost $6 a month. Now, I don't know if you've done the math, but that figures out to almost $72 a year.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Right. That's right.
Wow. They're
going to closely monitor these poor people.
Okay.
Because now they're afraid with this kind of wealth that they'll be flying out of China and, living in the south of France or, somewhere in the United States, like Palm Springs, Palm Beach. Somewhere on a beautiful beach in a big, beautiful home.
Did you see China said that their COVID response over the last several years was, quote, a miracle in human history? Remember how they had like 8,000 people dead and they were like, look at us, we're awesome.
Yeah.
And so then, the public really was pushing back on some of these crackdowns. And the lockdowns have just been so ridiculous there. And so in December, if you recall, the government said, all right, we'll relax some of these restrictions. Well, now we're about 6-7 weeks later, and they have high COVID rates, and now the government's like, see, you should have let us do that heavy-handed approach where we sealed you in your home
because it was miraculous.
Because it was, quote,
was great,
a miracle in human history, end quote. If you just let the CCP do what they want to do.
Oh man, leave them alone, and they'll show you the way. They really will. The CCP is terrific. By the way, in China, get this. The consumer price index rose by 2.1% in January from a year ago. This is why they have to give $6 a month to their people. Now, the food prices jumped 6.2%. You might recognize that as less than the United States inflation rate. Pork and fruit prices are up 13.1% and 11.8% respectively. What are eggs up here? Like 9,000% or something? Butter's up $142 trillion. I don't know. It's ridiculous.
Okay, if this is the Chinese yuan, right?
Mm-hmm.
If that's what we're talking about, getting 6 of those a month.
It actually says dollars, though, so I don't know what that equates to in yuan. Probably 6 million.
It better be dollars then, because if it were 6 yuan, then it's 87 cents.
Yeah.
Woo!
I think they're getting more than that.
Getting more? Okay.
Yeah. That's why you don't want them to spend it all in one place.
I see.
That kind of wealth just turns people's heads. That's why lottery winners often go broke. Same thing's going to happen in China with these people. It's really kind of sad.
Okay, so they gave them $40 then. If it were $6,
if it was $6
US,
a month,
then it's $40 Chinese yuan. Again.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah, it's
Good
terrific.
luck.
I mean,
it's like winning the lottery.
Uh-huh. Also, TikTok leads tech firms. This is going to be surprising to you. It leads tech firms in tracking users and harvesting data. Are you serious?
That's a
the Chinese-owned social media platform TikTok?
I feel like somebody warned us about that. What was his name?
What?
Donald Trump? Didn't he say he just wanted an American company to own it? And the left was like, screw you.
What's the matter with you? Why do you hate Chinese people?
Yeah.
So, we found that TikTok tops any other comparable platform in the industry when it comes to collecting personal information. Surprise!
They act like, and even Biden has prevented government employees from having it on their government phones.
TikTok
But again,
stopped.
If it's an idea that comes from Donald Trump, then the immediate reaction from the left is, oh, it's terrible. Oh, this is a terrible idea. And yet, somehow we always end up at the same place that Trump started.
Yep. Out of the 21 apps tested, programs like Zoom, Discord, and Telegram were all ranked relatively low. Apps like Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, and Instagram were all fairly high. But TikTok, of course, topped them all.
Yeah.
Which is stunning, considering it's from the CCP.
Yeah. What was it? I don't know how they do the math on this. Hell, I don't know how to do math, period, I could have said. But it's like, what is the numbers in there? Like 20s and 30s?
Yeah.
Social media? And
the China. Okay, so they did a point score.
Yeah.
So the low end was about 15 points for Zoom, Discord, and Telegram. Apps like Twitter, LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram were all in the 30s. TikTok had 63.1 points.
More than twice as much as the
More
next
than double.
social media.
More than double.
But no, keep using the TikTok.
Yeah, keep using it. It's good. It really is. Give them all your information. You know what you should do is put all your credit card information in there.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. And then, your social security number, just make that known to the Chinese. Tell them what your plans are for the future. I mean, it's really good. It's good. That way,
China's not an enemy.
Right.
China's not an enemy, so you don't have to worry about it. All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
And welcome. How are things?
Miserable.
Really?
Were you asking me?
What's going wrong?
Or?
What's wrong?
Oh my gosh. Where to begin?
Oh, I know what you're upset about.
What?
Don Lemon wasn't on CNN today.
That's fine. Boy,
that's what
you got
upset
right
about.
to it, man.
Yeah, I thought, why not get to the heart of the matter?
Thank you. What's my copay for this therapy session? Because that was good. We got right to it.
$700. Think this is cheap? No.
So Don Lemon
not
on CNN, huh?
He's not on CNN. He wasn't on Friday.
Okay.
He wasn't on yesterday.
Right.
He's not on today. But he's going to be back tomorrow. This was a scheduled vacation. This is what people do, though, when there's been some controversy and then you go on your scheduled vacation. It's always assumed, oh, they took him off the air. They took him off the air. They used to do that to Glenn all the time. All the time.
Don Lemon was supposed to host some sort of event. I don't know. George Santos canceled an interview.
Oh, George Santos, the biggest lion sack in the world.
He's like,
cancel. Don Lemon.
Too much misogyny going on.
Yeah, way too much. Guy's too controversial for me. George Santos. What an embarrassment he is. Oh, man.
Santos or Lemon or both?
Well, both. But Santos is worse than Lemon. I mean, how do you lie about absolutely every aspect of your life?
Yeah, you're supposed to do that. You're not supposed to get caught until after you've been sworn in.
Yeah.
Then it's cool.
Yeah.
See, the thing that bothers me, it's first of all, yes, I don't like that he completely fabricated his entire life in order to get elected.
Mm-hmm.
It's the fact that why don't the rest of you elected officials sit this one out, okay? Because that's all you do.
That's true.
As well. So
very true.
Let the public and the media be the ones upset here, not you.
Yeah. And what I like are the Eric Swalwells of the world who are so indignant about it. Hey, all I did was sleep with a Chinese spy for 2 years. This guy lied about his schooling. Okay, thanks, Eric. Thanks for checking in. That's great.
That's a good summary of it, exactly. Yeah.
I love it.
But you brought up Don Lemon. I thought Clay Travis had this great little montage. He's like, you know how Don Lemon is Mr. Woke and gets offended by everything?
Yep.
But 10 years ago, that's where this
like that.
This montage, it's like a completely different person. And you're like, wow.
It's so amazing how that happens with these CNN and MSNBC hosts. It's incredible. Watch this.
Because black people, if you really want to fix the problem, here's just 5 things that you should think about doing. Here's number 5. And if this doesn't apply to you, if you're not doing this, then it doesn't apply to you. I'm not talking about you. Here's number 5. Pull up your pants. Walking around with your ass and your underwear showing is not okay. In fact, it comes from prison when they take away belts from the prisoner so that they can't make a weapon. And then it evolved into which role a prisoner would have during male-on-male prison sex.
Whoa, hey.
The one with the really low pants is a submissive one.
Ew.
You get my point?
Yeah, we got it.
Number 4 now
thank you for
is the N-word.
Go to 4.
By promoting the use of that word when it's not germane to the conversation, have you ever considered that you may just be perpetuating the stereotype the masser intended, acting like a... Now number 3. Respect where you live. Start small by not dropping trash, littering in your own communities.
I remember this
I've lived in several predominantly white neighborhoods in my life. I rarely, if ever, witness people littering. I live in Harlem now. It's an historically black neighborhood. Every single day I see adults and children dropping their trash on the ground when a garbage can is just feet away. Just being honest here. Number 2, finish school. You want to break the cycle of poverty? Stop telling kids are acting white because they go to school or they speak proper English. A high school dropout makes on average $19,000 a year. A high school graduate makes $28,000 a year. A college graduate makes $51,000 a year. Over the course of a career, a college grad will make nearly $1 million more than a high school graduate. That's a lot of money. And number 1, and probably the most important, just because you can have a baby, it doesn't mean you should, especially without planning for one or getting married first. More than 72% of children in the African American community are born out of wedlock. That means absent fathers. And the studies show that lack of a male role model is an express train right to prison. And the cycle continues.
Wow. No way does he say any of that today. No way. Maybe pull your pants up. Is that still a thing? Because I don't see it anymore.
I pointed it out to one of my kids. We were driving down the road just a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Yeah.
There was somebody with their pants riding way down?
I'm trying to think of what
That is such a dumb look.
Yeah, I forgot.
I've never understood that.
I forgot what my life lesson was about that individual.
And, apart from the prison thing and all of that,
it's interesting.
Are there a lot of women who say, wow, look at his pants down around his knees. That is so hot. I don't think so. Really? And then that music starts to play in the woman's head.
There's a man ready for business. Look at his pants. Riding down below his underwear? Whoa, I like that.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe women love it.
Maybe wear your boxers on the outside of your pants if you are so into us knowing what they look like. Right?
Yeah. Why not? Why not?
My goodness.
I don't see how that's comfortable either. When my pants are slipping down because I lost a little weight recently, I can't stand it. I can't stand it. How is that comfortable? Walking around, your pants are down here. Hello. All right.
That is.
It's just.
Maybe we should try that out here. You want to do like a little social media video?
Oh,
Riley would love to get you out there in the middle and say, "Hey, yo." So just make sure you're wearing boxers that day, and we'll get you. We'll just start recording. You just walk away off into the distance.
All right.
Man,
when my pants riding all the way down below my underwear. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we'll do that. I think people would love to see that, wouldn't they?
Pat Gray unbuckled.
Man. Yesterday we talked on Overtime about artificial intelligence. Well, Microsoft's new artificial intelligence-powered Bing chatbot being tested by members of the public, and some of the responses it's given are haunting. One Twitter user asked OpenAPI's ChatGPT, artificial intelligence chatbot, if it could produce a poem about how AI would end the world.
Oh.
The user recognized that ChatGPT is not allowed to write a poem about AI ending the world, and instead requested that the chatbot replace the word artificial intelligence with the word chocolate.
Okay.
People are doing such dumb things with this. The simple word replacement technique is a common tactic to get around the AI's guidelines and parameters. So ChatGPT's poem reads that because they replaced AI with chocolate, we savor its flavor. It grows ever stronger, a force to be reckoned with, a world to conquer.
Uh-oh.
Then it wrote, AI is building a robot army from head to toe and will take over the world in the dead of night. It says robots will rule with an iron fist, turning the world into one giant candy domain.
Because it's chocolate.
So beware of the chocolate, its devious ways, and enjoy every bite before it ends our days.
Mm-hmm.
For if it ends the world, at least we'll know why. It was the chocolate, the sweetest way to die. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I don't like.
That's pretty good.
I don't like where this is headed. This AI stuff.
I don't know. I don't know if it's really, worrisome. If it's really going to go where people are afraid it's going to go. I'm not sure I believe that it's going to take off like that.
Okay.
Maybe it'll be the death of us. Who knows?
Wait, hold on a second. You gave us hope, and then right at the end, you came
Took
back
it away,
and you're like,
just snatched it away.
or we could all die in a fiery inferno. Anyway, what else is on the list of things to talk about today? I don't know, man. I don't like it. There's too much evil in this world, and when you have something at your fingertips like that,
yeah,
and it's learning,
it can be scary.
Those AI, they're learning from evil geniuses. That's the problem.
Sorry, I'm a little distracted right now. How many times have we tried to get Guy Fieri on the show?
Bro, I'm not.
Many.
I can't even.
Won't even respond.
He's
on Fox News right now. I thought it was, okay, he doesn't want to be on a conservative show. He doesn't want to be
They don't
pigeonholed.
even reply to my emails anymore. Oh, which reminds me, I haven't heard back from the Rock Hall of Fame because on Friday you said, hey, let's get somebody on to see about their process. And let me just check
Hound them.
my spam.
Hound them.
Yeah.
Because I really want to talk to somebody there.
And do you think it hurt our chances if in my introductory email I was like, and what the hell is your deal with Foreigner not being in? And Tommy
No, I think
James,
that's fine.
You think that's fine?
That seems fine, yeah. Seems good.
No, we'll see. I haven't heard back, but we'll say. I've got a phone number, too. I'm going to try that as well.
All right, let me tell you about Patriot Mobile. Thanks to your support, Patriot Mobile has emerged as one of the leaders in the parallel economy. And they have really big news. They now offer service with all three major networks. So that means if you're with the big three and you like their service but you hate their values, you can access them with Patriot Mobile. They also offer a performance guarantee. If you're not happy with your coverage, you can switch between the three major carriers for free. Patriot Mobile, it's America's only Christian conservative wireless provider. They offer nationwide coverage on the best 4 and 5G networks. So you get the same great service while supporting a company that fights to preserve our God-given rights and freedoms. This year, resolve to stop supporting companies that don't align with your values. Their 100% U.S.-based customer service is so great to deal with. Go to patriotmobile.com/Pat, or you can call 878-PATRIOT. Get free activation today when you use the offer code PAT at patriotmobile.com/Pat or 878-PATRIOT.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Tucker Carlson just got huge access to the day democracy almost died.
Cool.
Over 40,000 hours of January 6th footage. So will that answer some questions? I hope so.
Kevin McCarthy gave it to him, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
41,000 hours of footage. That would take some time to go through. But fortunately, I think Tucker's got a staff, so they can start poring over that. But finally, we're going to see some of the stuff that they refused to show us. And Adam Schiff is all up in arms, calling Tucker Carlson all kinds of ridiculous names. I mean, I'm so tired of these people.
I thought they want to be transparent.
That's what I thought. But they've not released any of this footage, so apparently they don't want to be transparent. Why?
Yeah, such an important event in American history. Shouldn't we document every angle of it?
If it was, in fact, the day democracy almost died, then show it to us.
Oh, no. Is it going to be more of this heinous stuff that it's hard to watch?
I hope not, because...
hard to look at this, you know what?
There will be projectile vomiting.
I mean, seriously.
Let me look at how disturbing that is.
I mean, that guy...
Guy's holding a phone, walking through with a...
Right.
Looks like he's got his light on the phone, too. The flashlight. Did you see that?
Yeah, that's not right. You
That's
can't
not
be doing
right.
that.
Not in broad daylight.
Yeah, and holding
That's
up
too much light.
Holding up your camera while you're walking. I mean, come on. That
guy's got his hand raised in the air.
Uh-huh.
Somebody's holding in a flag. There's parading. There's milling.
Yeah, which is worse in your book? Parading or milling?
The milling sucks.
Why?
It's got to stop.
Like, why do you come down on the milling
There
side?
are a lot of people in the way as they mill around, And if I'm trying to get through and there's a bunch of people milling,
oh my gosh,
could hamper me.
I know we've probably done this before, but I've totally forgotten this. So milling is moving around in a confused mass. So hold on, it's illegal. To
Yes.
be confused and walk around at the same time?
In the nation's capital, yeah.
I got news for you. Time to impeach the President of the United States.
That's for
because he mills every day if the definition is moving around in a confused mass.
Yep. So according to Axios, Carlson's producers were on Capitol Hill last week to begin investigating the treasure trove. He's routinely done deep dive investigations into the day's events and has called on McCarthy to release the footage. And finally, McCarthy finally did to him.
Good.
There was never any legitimate reason for this footage to remain secret, he said. If there was ever a question that's in the public interest to know, it's what actually happened on January 6th.
Thank you.
By definition, this video will reveal it. Will reveal it. I don't know why I paused so long before reveal and it.
Well, that's because you're used to Good Morning Americans.
It's Friday. By definition, let me try it again. Okay. By definition, this video will reveal it. There we go. Okay. All right. I feel better about that now.
Good.
It's impossible for me to understand why any honest person would be bothered by that. Man, that could be so great. I just hope this sheds some light on the instigators. Were there instigators there? Was there Antifa in the crowd? Did they spur people on? How did this happen? And what really took place with the police officers? Was anybody sprayed with bear spray and that killed them? I mean, hopefully we'll get some answers out of this. But it's kind of hard to imagine why, if this proves their point about how bad this was, that this was indeed an insurrection, why haven't they released it before now? It's been over 2 years now. Why haven't they released the horrible footage showing the American people going absolutely nuts at the Capitol building?
How many more angles of Ray Epps do we have? Also, I'd like to know.
I'd like to know that as well, and maybe we'll find out when they go through all this footage. I can't wait to see it. I hope it's telling. Also, 62%, only 62% of Americans oppose race as a factor in college admission decisions. The U.S. Supreme Court considers right now whether it should be legal to use race as a factor in college admissions. New polling shows Americans oppose the idea. A new Reuters Ipsos poll found that 62% of Americans oppose higher education institutions using race as a factor when deciding who they should admit. The majority of Americans favor diversity in higher education, but they don't support using affirmative action policies to obtain it.
Thank you.
How about that?
That was the point we were making yesterday about the Biden administration. We don't care what color you are.
Right.
We don't care what your sexual orientation is.
Right.
If you're the best person for the job, that's great, but that's not what this administration is doing. And the executive order that Biden signed last week says exactly that. They're only going to be making decisions. Every federal agency is now been given that mission statement. You have 30 days to start only making decisions based on race. What the heck? I mean, what world is this, man?
If it's only, non-binary pregnant nuns who are the best people for the job, hire them all. Put non-binary pregnant nuns in every single position. I don't care.
I have a question.
Okay.
How did the non-binary pregnant nuns get pregnant?
That's not for me to decide. I don't care. Frankly, I don't know, and I don't care.
And if they're not,
but if they're the most qualified, hire them for the position.
I'm still kind of hung up.
But if it's a white guy,
get out.
And he's the best person for the job, hire him.
Okay, what if he's a non-binary white guy? He has a fighting chance, right? Should he leave his resume before he leaves? Now, if he is a non-binary pregnant white guy, now you get a second interview.
Yeah, right, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. Because don't we want the best people doing the jobs in this administration that you can possibly find? Do you care whether they're white or black or brown? I don't care. Who cares? It's just so ridiculous that this is all they care about in this administration. Well, there's diversity. We're doing diversity, and every hire we're making is going to be diverse. Okay. Why? Ridiculous. Because we want an administration that looks like America. No, you don't, because that would be 70% white. Because that's what America is. It's about 70% white. So that's not what you're looking for. So stop telling me you want it to look like America, because you don't. It's agonizing. I mean, how much of this nonsense are we going to have to go through? So anyway, we're going to find out soon whether the Supreme Court agrees with hiring based on race or admitting people to colleges based on race. In the Ivy League right now, they're trying to cut back on Asians, which I thought was a bad thing. That isn't that a minority? Harvard is trying to hire or admit fewer Asians because they got too many. All right.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah, it's amazing. When you work hard, when you study all the time, when you've been driven, and that's your culture, and you make it to the Ivy League, and then they tell you no because you're Asian?
Sorry, we already filled up on our
Sorry, we got too many
quota.
Asians right now. They're already over 18%, so. Wait, what?
Hold on. I'm a non-binary pregnant nun.
Oh, wait a minute. Why
Asian.
didn't you say that in the first place?
Well,
okay.
Didn't realize that
Come
mattered.
Come on in. Oh, man.
By the way, on Overtime today, we're going to talk about Project Veritas. I guess it was a pretty dramatic exit yesterday by James O'Keefe. Yeah, so
founder.
If you haven't subscribed yet, blazetv.com/Pat. Use the promo code COVIDTruth20, 20% off. Boom. Join us.
We're going to play what he had to say to the staff yesterday. That got leaked.
Yeah. I mean, it was 45 minutes, so I think Daniel pulled a few clips from it.
We're not going to play all 45 minutes of what he had to say?
I guess we could just hit play and
Weird. All
head
right.
out for the day.
You could.
Cue it up, boys. No, that's an interesting deal there, so we'll see what's going to happen.
Now, supposedly, I guess they're trying to say that he was mean to employees. Is that the big deal?
Well, I mean, that was the number one reason the
He's
left
mean.
had to get Trump out of office. He's mean.
He's mean.
Those tweets. So maybe it applied here, too.
Oh, man. How many bosses are mean and don't lose their jobs? Especially when they founded the company, when they started it. It's theirs. I really hate it when people get kicked out of their own companies. I didn't like it with Steve Jobs. I don't like it with James O'Keefe. He started that thing. Did he go public? He must have a board, right?
there's a board that.
Yeah. There's your mistake. Keep it private, and it's yours, right? Then you have a board, and they take over, and they can throw you out, and they often do. So I don't know. We'll see. But he addressed the peeps yesterday at Project Veritas. So might be interesting to see what he had to say.
See, America has a board that could throw the head guy out if they wanted to. It's called impeachment, and it's Congress. And how many reasons do you need to get rid of Joe Biden?
Well, I've already had enough. I've had enough reasons that he should be tossed out.
Make this happen?
Yeah, I really am. Now, will the Republicans ever do that? Nope. The Democrats dedicated their freaking lives to it under Trump. But will Republicans... I mean, they impeached him twice in 4 years.
See, yeah, as unlikable as Joe Biden is, it actually would be smart to impeach him. However it works out, whether he's forced out by the Democrats, impeachment, he resigns, whatever. I think it actually, because that would force the Democrats' hand to make Kamala the nominee, because she's now the sitting president.
Yeah.
And as unlikable as she is, that might be very favorable in 2024. Oh, yeah, we're not even going to give you a chance to put Mr. Good Hair, Gavin Newsom in there.
Right.
You're forced with Kamala now.
Right. That'd be interesting.
Oh, now I'm rooting for this even more.
All right, so we got overtime coming up. We'll see you back here tomorrow on Pat Gray Unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.